Welcome back to That Dad Guy. It is March the 13th, 2023, and today I want to show you what Virginia from Manitoba sent me. She is a subscriber, a viewer of my channel, and decided out of the blue that she was going to send me something. I'd never spoken to her before, and very blown away when anytime anybody does this. She sent some stamps, which I will show at some point, and she sent a whole bunch of postcards. So I'm going to go through and show you some of these. Some of them are from Manitoba, some of them aren't from Manitoba, but how about this one here? Churchill, Manitoba. Normally I think of Churchill, Manitoba, and I think of polar bears, but here we're looking at whales. Here we go again, the beluga whales, watching from Sea North 2 in the Churchill River estuary. This is what I think of when I think of Churchill. I think of the polar bears. It's nice to have a couple cards of polar bears. And a little bit more closer up one with him with his whiskers all covered in snow. And then we have this. This is Fort Prince of Wales in Churchill, Manitoba. Another view of the Fort Prince of Wales. And it says on the back, now not designated a National Historic Park, this formidable stone fort with 40 cannons was completed by the British in 1771 after more than 40 years of construction. Located strategically on Eskimo Point, a peninsula on the west side of the mouth of the Churchill River, it was considered to be invincible. However, in 1782, it fell to the French fleet without a single shot being fired. So it took them 40 years to build it. It lasted 11 years, and then the French took it over without it even firing a shot. Interesting. This one here, just of a grain elevator. You see lots of these all over the prairies, but that one's in Churchill. Another one here. And we have this ship in the port of Churchill. National Harbors Board grain elevator stand. And we have an Eskimo village of Igloo. Igloolik. This is a postcard, came in 1979, or this was when this image was taken. And I say Eskimo just because that is what it says on the back. Not trying to be derogatory. I know now we call them First Nations people, and they get all sorts of different names for different regions of native people. This one here is Marineland, Canada. So not necessarily all these cards are from Manitoba. So this is in Niagara Falls. That's where Marineland is. What Marineland actually just made the news. We had a killer whale at Marineland since 1979, so been in captivity for 47 years. And it is the last killer whale that we had in captivity here in Canada that just passed away. And that was a couple days ago. So there's lots of people that protest having animals in zoos or animals in aquariums and things like that. And so in this case, our last killer whale in Canada that was in captivity has passed. There's a beautiful picture of the Rockies. And a lighthouse. Another snow-capped winter village within the mountain range. Speaking of Niagara Falls, near the falls. And again, so this is Horseshoe Falls. This is the Canadian side. There is an American side and a Canadian side to Niagara Falls that is shared within the province of Ontario and the state of New York. And then Toronto. Another of downtown Toronto. This is a lighthouse on Lake Huron. It's called the Little Tub Lighthouse. And this one is Cove Island Lighthouse in Ontario. Postcard of Sault Ste. Marie. The Sioux is what they call it locally. This is the North Shore in Ontario, along Lake Superior. There's the International Bridge in Sault Ste. Marie. It's International Bridge because it connects into Michigan. So Michigan and Ontario connect there. Another from Sault Ste. Marie. Here's one from Dryden, Ontario. So you're getting some different postcards, some older ones. This is Blind River in Ontario, a Northern Ontario community. Here you can see a ferry boat. And this is the charming village at the northern tip of Bruce Peninsula and the southern port of the MS Chimagui, showing at the dock. And there's that same boat off in the water. So she crosses the Georgian Bay with her cargo of up to 600 passengers and 115 vehicles. That's how much the ferry can carry. Here's another great shot of Niagara Falls. And here you can see, this is the Canadian Falls, what we call Horseshoe Falls. And here's the American side of the falls, to give you an idea. That's why we say our side's better. Postcard of the city of Winnipeg. When this card came out, it said the population was 600,000 and covers over 160 square miles. Winnipeg is Canada's 6th largest city. So I'm not sure if that still stands. I would say the population of Winnipeg is much greater than 600,000 now. Toronto, Canada's largest city. So a few postcards of Toronto. You see the CN Tower and Rogers Centre. That's where the Toronto Blue Jays play baseball. Ottawa, this is the nation's capital. Another of Niagara Falls. And this is not Niagara Falls. This is the Niagara of the North, Kakabeka Falls, 18 miles west of Thunder Bay in Ontario. There's the Parliament buildings in Ottawa. Now these ones, there's actually 2 postcards on each. So this is a view from the river, Lower Fort Garry National Historic Site. And then York boats. And this is Lower Fort Garry again. So these are all cards from Lower Fort Garry, which is in Manitoba. I got to go there with my kids, visiting my friends Mike and Mandy a long time ago. Very interesting. There's the blacksmith shop and the Ross Cottage. That's what they call the big house. And so yeah, so all these that I show in 2, just rip apart, you have individual postcards. I'll do that with the other ones too. So there are all the wonderful postcards that she sent. Just blown away by her generosity with the postcards. Lots and lots. Now let me show you what she sent in the way of stamps. Okay, when I first pulled out these stamps to look, I thought, oh great, there's a bunch of older Canadian stamps, and that maybe I would put them in order. And then it became apparent that it wasn't just Canadian stamps. And the first few that I pulled out were not part of the theme, but there became a theme after. So these ones are the beautiful old forts all over Canada. These are some trains. Now I'm not sure if these are real stamps or not. The postmark on it is the same feeling as the stamp, so it almost looks like it's printed. So, I mean, they look like stamps. I can't tell exactly if they're real or not. But those of you guys out there, you may look at them and see whether they are or not. We've got a couple of American stamps here. And then we've got some Australian stamps. And then it became apparent that there would be a theme the rest of the way. And so I stopped putting them in country order, because this whole collection, after the ones I just showed you, are all birds, stamps from around the world. So for those of you who collect stamps that are themed oriented, and maybe you collect birds, I know Basil collects animals and birds are one of the things. So he may have many of these stamps already in his collection. Smokey collects by theme. Usually he collects long-necked animals, but there are some birds that have long necks. Not that I've shown any just yet. But you can see we've got Romania, we've got Spain, there's the old USSR in here, the state of Oman. So countries all over the world that have produced stamps that have birds on them. Most of them similar type shapes. There's an ostrich, so there you go, Smokey. There's a long-necked animal for you. You can see there's more than one of these, so I kind of put them behind if there was a duplicate. Nice peacock stamp. You can see the variety of sizes. But yeah, it just blew me away, the amount of stamps that were in this packet that she sent. So not only did she send beautiful postcards to go for post crossing, but now we've got all these beautiful stamps to add to my father's collection. And all just generosity. She didn't expect anything in return. And she sent me a card answering one of the questions that I had. So she answered question for February, the first question. Some of these stamps I've seen before, the Canadian ones for sure. But when it comes to these other countries, they are new to me. Some pretty vibrant colors. There's a toucan from Poland. I don't know how many toucans are in Poland, but maybe an estuary has some toucans there. Give you a real idea of how many different types of birds there are in the world too. When you see all these stamps, the variety that are there. Are you into ducks? I've got some ducks. Sweden. Image of the Queen. Finland. When I pull back, you can see, wow, there's a lot of stamps. So, wonderful selection of things. Thank you so much, Virginia, for taking the time to mail something for me to be able to share it with all of you guys. Lots of postcards there that I'll be able to fill out and send out around the world, showing off wonderful places in Manitoba as well as in Ontario. Yeah, so I'm not sure where you got the collection of postcards, if it was stuff you've collected through the years and have just sent it out, or if it was something you found somewhere, but I do appreciate it, as well as all the stamps that you sent. This looks like someone's complete bird collection of stamps right here. Yeah, it's overwhelming to say the least when someone you don't know just decides to do something generous and send it to you. So I'm going to make sure that this stuff gets added out into the universe, that people that are interested in these postcards will get a chance to see some of them and get them with the trades that I do, or the post-crossing addresses I pull. It's going to be wonderful. These stamps will make a great added bonus into my father's collection, and maybe there's even some duplicates here that I'll be able to send out to other people that enjoy stamp collecting. So thank you so much for this. I hope all you guys have enjoyed seeing what Virginia sent. Every week you guys astonish me with generosity, with your comments that you leave on my videos. I had a message the other day of someone who said that they've been watching my videos, and he and his wife both decided to start post-crossing. So that makes me so happy that I had an influence in some small way, at least, in getting other people into some of the hobbies that I've been showcasing here. And yeah, the more people that are doing these things, the longer these hobbies will survive. And there'll be more people to trade with and more people to tell our stories about. And yeah, I'm excited. I will have another video coming out in the coming days as well. I had a friend at the post office who was away on vacation, and while she was away, she picked up some things for me, so I'm going to show you those things too. It might be postcard related. But yeah, thanks so much. I'm going to especially say thank you to Virginia for this parcel. Yeah, you can see it. It leaves me speechless sometimes, so thank you so much. I can't say it enough. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't, please go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment. You can always contact me at my address too, if you ever wish to do so. And yeah, thanks for watching the videos. Have a magical week. What, Polo? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
Bye.